If you guys are still playing FC24 and you want some cheap coins, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you do use my code Rema, it will give you a lovely 5% discount off your order. So, what's up guys? It's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're all enjoying Futties. I haven't started opening any packs yet, I'll be honest with you, but I'm looking to do that like tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, anyway, today guys, we have some 4-3-3, fourth variation, custom tactics and player instructions to help you out in FC24 if you're still playing the game, of course. And yeah, just before we get into the video, would appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up, as it does help me out massively. Sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you're always notified when a video is posted. And yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into the video. Sorry if I sound a bit drained. We've got like a minor heat wave in the UK, and our places here are just not built for it, so yeah, it's not good. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics for the defensive style guys, we have it on balanced. I like balanced as it gives me the most control when I am defending. When I want to press I can, and when I want to drop off and maybe be a bit more passive, I can also do that. If you guys prefer some pressure tactics however, because that's what you want to use, that is also fine, you can go right ahead. Now moving on to the defensive width, I like 35. I find this to be the sweet spot as it gives us a really nice narrow and compact defense to block out all those attacks through the middle. It also gives us decent coverage of the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing, so we're pretty much sound both in the middle areas and on the wider areas as well. So I like this, but you guys can change it if you want. For the depth, you can pretty much use whatever you want. A lot of people are using 71 depth and 100 depth to get that automatic press from the AI and to congest the middle area. I think these numbers are a bit better for those that struggle a bit defensively, as you get a lot of assistance from the AI, but for somebody like me that likes to have more control over how I defend, I don't think they're the best option. So I go for something like 65, where we still have that higher defensive line, we just have more control over when we press. But depth is like a preference based thing. You can pretty much pick whatever you want to suit your needs essentially. Moving on to the build up play guys, we have it on balanced. I like balanced as I find it to be the most controlled, fluid way to build up. When you use balance guys, you can pick and choose between all the build up styles whenever you want. So for example, if you want to start off building up slowly with slow build up, you can do that, and then if you want to maybe speed up and play a bit quicker, you can also do that. I also just think you've got like the most controlled AI with balance. It's more, you know, consistent, and I don't think the individual settings are that good. Maybe long ball's good, but I don't really spam long balls all that much, so balance is the way to go there. For the chance creation guys, we have this on direct passing. I like direct passing because it's the only way to consistently create chances in the meta of this game. So when you use direct passing guys, it's really easy to break through those park the bus defenses because it fits the meta very well. What I mean by this is attacking players will like make these runs, defenders follow your attackers that make these runs, and then once the defenders overcommit to the run the attacker's made, the attacker then makes like a track back movement, so then there's space between that defender and the attacker, and you can just pass across or cut back to them. So that is why it works so well, even if it is a little bit boring. Now moving on to the attacking width, you can pretty much use whatever you want. All you really need to know is the lower the width, the more narrow your attack, and the higher the width, the wider your attack. So I go for something like 55 at the moment, which has been working fine, but you guys can, you know, experiment with what you want. Again, it's a preference based thing. Now for the players in the box, I have this on 7. I find this to be nice and balanced, where you do get quite a few players into that penalty area, but you don't completely overcommit to the point where if you lose out on possession, you're not always going to get counter-attacked like that. So I think this works nicely, but you guys can change that if you like. Now for the corners and the free kicks, we have them both on 3, but if you guys want to change that, that's completely fine. It is a preference-based thing. Moving on to the player instructions, guys. On the striker, we have them on stay central and get in behind. We have them on stay central because we don't really want them drifting out into that wider area. We have wingers in the formation, so we don't need them out in the wide positions. We want them to be in the middle. We want them to be that focal point up front, which is why I think this is very important, makes them more reliable. We also have them on get in behind, so it forces runs out of these players. It's very important, especially when you're playing up against like those pressure tactics, because if you have a player on mixed attack and your opponent is pressing you, their AI just goes brain dead. So getting behind just forces those runs and makes these players more reliable, in my opinion. Now for these wingers, guys, we have them on comeback and defense, getting behind and getting to the box or cross. We have them on comeback and defense to make this a bit more defensively sound. You can defend in the base 4-3-3 formation if you like, but I think it's a bit vulnerable in the wider positions. So by putting these wingers on comeback and defense, they'll come back to sit next to those two centre mids to make it defending more like a 4-4-1-1 or like a 4-5-1 type shape, which makes you more defensively sound. So I think it's very important for comeback and defense in these two players. We also pop them on getting behind, of course, because we want them to make those runs. They are wingers. We don't want them being static, and this allows for this. And then we also have them on getting to the box across, so they do not hesitate in getting into the penalty area and helping us out. Moving on to the central cam, guys, we don't touch this player, we just leave them alone. We kind of just let them do whatever they want to. Some people might want to put them on like get into the box across, but I don't bother in this formation. But again, that's completely up to you. I kind of like having the cam sometimes being on the edge of the box to, you know, maybe pick up a loose ball or something like that. Now for this left centre mid, we use a more defensive minded midfielder in Declan Rice, somebody that's just going to stay back and bring that balance into the midfield. I always say this when you have like two centre mids. I always say you need to have that balance where you have one more defensive minded player that's just going to be, you know, staying back and helping you out defensively, and then you need that more box-to-box style player next to them that can attack and defend. So you have that balanced midfield where you don't just have two attacking players or two defensive players. So this more defensive one, we have them on stay back and cover centre. Cover centre to cover the middle area, as we don't need them covering the wings. As like I said, we have those wingers coming back to cover those wider areas. Now for this right centre mid, the more box-to-box style player, I actually have them on the default settings, and then I just change two things. So I'll pop them on get into the box across. This is because I actually like Bellingham's attacking AI. I think he makes really good runs, and I actually think he's useful in that final attacking third. So I actually like committing him into that penalty area, as I love the movement, and I often finish off a lot of chances with him. You guys don't have to pop this on. You can do balanced crossing runs if you like, but I love getting to the box across on this player. And then again, we have them on cover centre, so that'll cover the middle area as opposed to the wing, because like I said, we have those wider players coming back to cover those wider areas when we are defending. Now, moving on to the fullbacks, on my more attacking fullbacks, so my right back, Kyle Walker, I have them on balanced overlap. Now, we do this because it gives us extra width, gives us another option, and gets more bodies in the opponent's half. It allows us to stretch out the opponent's defense and make us a bit less predictable in the attack. So I like having my fullback on balanced overlap. You guys might not, and that is fine. But yeah, that is what we do on our right back. And for the left back, the more defensive-minded fullback, we have them on stay back and overlap. This is so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time. So we're nice and defensively sound. You know, we've got like those 3 players back. But when we send them on the run forward, they'll make that overlapping run to give us that extra width as well. So that works really nicely for me. For the 2 centre-backs, guys, of course, we leave them alone. We don't touch them. And the keeper, we also leave them alone. But yeah, guys, they are my tactics and my instructions for the 4-3-3 fourth variation. If you guys have enjoyed or found this useful, please be sure to drop it a thumbs up, so it does help me out massively. Sub to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside, guys, hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.